Welcome to another review on old school gaming. Today I'd like to take a look at Sine Mora. It's not an old game, I know, but there can't be enough shoot-em-ups for me, so let's check it out anyway. Sine Mora was developed by Digital Reality and Grasshopper manufacturer in 2012. It was initially released on XBLA but was later ported to PS3, PS Vita and PC. The game is a 2.5D shoot-em-up, which means that the environments are created with 3D objects, but you actually move on a 2D plane. The story of the game includes time traveling, and therefore time plays a central role in the game mechanics. There is a time limit that ticks down every second. If you get hit, you don't lose a life, but you lose time instead. Additionally, you also drop your weapon upgrades, which can be picked up again if you're quick. You do lose a credit if the timer reaches 0, but you get time added to your clock if you destroy enemies. On higher difficulties you can't afford to skip too many enemies even if you don't get hit at all. You simply run out of time, and that time limit makes boss fights on hard and insane mode very challenging. Sine Mora essentially has 4 difficulty levels. There is a story mode which offers the stages in a way that makes sense from a story perspective, and an arcade mode which lets you play them in the actual order without cutscenes. Story mode lets you choose between normal and challenging mode. Arcade mode starts with hard difficulty and offers insane difficulty as well. This is a gameplay snippet from normal mode. If you have played shoot-em-ups before, you will likely beat normal mode on a first try. This is challenging mode. This mode may keep you busy for a few days until you can beat it with no or moderate credit feeding. And this is hard mode. Hard only offers 3 credits and you will run into time constraints a lot, especially during boss fights. In order to be successful, you need to know which boss turrets to destroy first and in which way, so you don't explode due to a lack of time. This one is a challenge even for shooter veterans and leads me to the first big pro about Sine Mora. It caters to both beginners and veterans. In this game you don't get destroyed every 5 screens and credit feed your way past the final boss, nor do you just breeze through the game. There's a balanced difficulty setting for everyone. Oh, and if you're bored with hard mode, there's also insane mode, where destroyed enemies will leave a circle of bullets that gradually expands in a wavy pattern like this. Alright, let's have a look at the controls for PC. For consoles there's no issue at all. They are pretty much perfect, and they are also for PC if you have an Xbox controller. Out of the box the game only supports the 360 controller. Any other gamepad is not available in game and you need to use the keyboard to play. In order to use a different gamepad you need to use software that emulates an Xbox controller. I actually tried that with my Quanbai arcade stick and it worked. Well, it worked, but it didn't feel right. Sine Mora relies on analog controls. Using digital input works, but it's not precise enough as the game is not designed for that input. The graphics and art style are great. I love the stage design and boss encounters, as well as the use of colors and how everything fits together artistically. I also never noticed any graphical glitches on the 360 or the PC. The audio is phenomenal. The soundtrack was composed by Akira Yamaoka, whose most notable game soundtracks were that of the Silent Hill series among others. The voiceover is pretty cool too. The text is available in English and other languages, but the spoken lines are Hungarian only. In my opinion, that's no disadvantage at all. It sounds much more believable in this specific setting than some Call of Duty inspired semi-professional sounding quarter-assed military speech. From what I've said so far, Sine Mora seems to be a great shoot-em-up with almost no flaws. Well, yes, I think it's a good game and absolutely worth the low price. However, I was wondering why a lot of people on the internet seem to dismiss Sine Mora as a kindergarten stuff. For my conclusion as to why that may be, I have to explain a few things first. Experienced shoot-em-up players don't play story mode to see the credits roll and move on to the next game. What these people want from a good shoot-em-up are perfect controls and a deep scoring system. Especially bullet hell shooters have very complex scoring methods. Depending on the game, it could be the proximity to bullets, a combo chain of kills, specific ways to kill bosses and their weak points, etc. Sine Mora doesn't have that. You do get a score multiplier called rank depending on your kills, and whether you get hit or use slowdown, reflection or rewind abilities, but that's about it. Therefore, veterans shouldn't expect to get much long-term gameplay out of it, but still, it's a budget game with high production value and fun to play. I recently saw it on sale on Steam for about €4 I think. If that got you interested, please have a look at my playthrough on challenging mode with the alternate ending and narration, and consider subscribing to my channel. Thanks a lot and see you next time on Old School Gaming.